Hey America, you're listening to Home Bar Happy Hour. We're talking about our Christmas review. It's a new year and new us. We're going to be talking about some movie reviews, and we're going to be talking about Sex Panther. Let's roll, America.
All right, let's roll indeed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Home Bar Happy Hour, where we bring happy hour to you. My name is Joe, and that is Chef Gus. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by the Home Bar. If you like hanging out, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube or leave us a review on the podcast service of your choice. Our episode today is sponsored by BuyBlacket.com, but we'll tell you about that a little bit later. For now, Mike, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's?
Bro, this was probably one of the... So Christmas came so quickly.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like thanks. At first, I thought, it was Halloween. Then next thing you know, it's, we had 4 weeks there until Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then poof, right out of the gate, dude, Christmas came so quickly. And during this week here, Christmas and New Year's, I'm like, I had no idea what day it was. Yeah. I'm like, dude, between the holidays being so quick and in the middle of the week, and the NFL, the NFL had games on every day.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, I had no idea. I'm like, what the hell is going on? and then I'm at the restaurant, I'm cooking or cooking for other people and stuff, and it's just like, what the hell? I'm like, dude, is today Friday? No, it's actually Monday. I'm like, yeah. What? And but. Yeah, I'm like, dude, that's why I always wonder, not wonder, but I was always seeing people when they're always people either go to work those few days, or they absolutely get fucked with their liver.
Yeah.
And just hammer food. And I was like, dude, I kind of was it was almost the same for me, but dude, I doing shit until the night, and then waking up early in the morning, and then I'm like, dude, it was just chaos.
It certainly was chaos and chaotic. I went into the city on Sunday, and yeah, it was just a bunch of people that were, obviously the Eagles game was on, and absolutely destroyed the Cowboys with our third string. But I mean, the city was just packed with people, that didn't have to work the week before and aren't working the week afterwards, and just enjoying life, just absolutely destroying that liver for sure.
Dude, yeah, I was like, I don't know how, there was Miller Lite somewhere in there, and then there was I think there was a couple bottles of Tito's, and oh man, I did scorch down some orange cranberry crushes.
Nice.
But yeah, but dude, it was like Christmas. I got to watch my dad hammer down 2 pounds of ham like a homeless kid in a Santa Claus movie. You ever see that movie, Santa Claus the movie?
Yeah, with Tim Allen?
No. That's the Santa Claus.
Okay.
This is called Santa Claus the movie, and it was made back in 1985, and it's John Lithgow plays in it.
Okay. Is he Santa?
Yeah. No, he's not. He's actually the antagonist.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, there was this kid in there, and he was, I felt bad. I was like, I'll never forget that, watching him as a kid. And, he's just, staring in through the McDonald's window, watching people just, slam down some McDonald's back then. And then, the one girl sees him, she knows, she's, a rich girl, so she takes a plate of leftovers of, ham and green beans and mashed potatoes and a roll and a Coke. And she's just like, little boy. And she puts this tray of food out there, and she doesn't close that fucking door no sooner. A second later, man, he's scaling the walls and shit, and coming over, grabs the plate, and just sits there in the corner and just starts scarfing down this food, man. And then I understand where he comes from with this. He cracks open that Coca-Cola and takes a nice drink, and it's just
just wash it down, baby.
Yeah, just wash it down with some Coca-Cola.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
But yeah, dude, I was just cracking up laughing. I'm just looking over, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, holy hell!
And you wanted that ham.
I don't know how much ham we can possibly eat anymore. I'm like, dude, it's back to chicken and beef for me.
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny. My brother gifted my sister. It came wrapped. He took the label off it so she wouldn't know what it was, and it was just like this black square apparatus type of thing. It was like metal squares, like that, and it was just like one big square with like plastic edges. And then she's like, he's like grabbing me. He's like, we're staring at her from across the kitchen, and then like, look at her. It's like, look at her. Like, she's probably like, what the fuck is this? He's like laughing. He's like trying to figure out what it, like, because that's the reason he took it off. And then she's like, all right, explain. And then we walk over. It's like, oh, well, it's obviously something, when you put it together, you put it right next to the door. It's somewhere you can put your canes and your umbrellas in. And dude, my brother lost it. And it was actually a wine bottle holder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was actually funny. But and then my nephew was like, later on we're like serving the food Christmas Eve, and my brother's walking from the kitchen to there, and my nephews are going ape shit, and like my nephew came over and just punched my brother right in the old jewels.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was a little wild. He took his play guitar, and he was swinging it around, and my dad's sitting there with his drink, and he hits my dad's drink. What the hell's going on?
Man, how old's your nephew?
4.
Okay, yeah, that's the wild age, man. Boys, when they're like 4 or 5, they're just get insane. Really, until they're like 12, until they hit puberty, boys are just insane.
Yeah,
just wild balls of energy.
Yeah, he tries. He likes to wrestle and stuff. So like, what was it over Thanksgiving when I was down there on Thanksgiving? He almost gouged my eyes out. He just came down with his fingers and just scratched me right here, all the way down, ripped my lip open. Yeah, and I'm like, Jesus, oh my God.
Yeah, they'll do that. I grew up with 5. My brother and sister are both much older than me, and so they started having kids when I was like 8 and 9. And I mean, I grew up when I was a teenager, just 5 like nephews running around all under the age of 6 and 7, and it was just insane. They're beating each other, punching each other in the face, throwing each other off of rooftops, just whatever they could do, shooting each other with BB guns. These kids are insane.
I don't expect anything less in the Gustin household.
Yeah, that's true. They got a little Gustin in them. They're definitely down for some brawling.
Oh yeah, well, those are my sister's sons. Now my brother's son, the oldest, he's more. I don't want to say sensitive, but he's more. He's more. He likes. He's not. He's like a quiet. He's not quiet either. He just he gives like facial expressions and stuff. Like
yeah,
and like. And he gets excited when it doesn't matter who it is, man. He gets excited whoever comes around. Hey, he comes over and gives you a hug, and then he wants to sit next to you and watch Paw Patrol or the Polar Express. My poor sister, man. Those boys had my sister and my brother-in-law watching Polar Express all month. That's all they watched. I'm like, oh my God.
I hate that movie, man. That movie is so weird. Yeah.
I like it, but dude, I'm like she was showing it to me through Snapchat, and I'm just like, dude, and I'm already at the point where it's like, if I have to watch one more Christmas movie or listen to one more Christmas song, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just like, it's not that I hate it. It's just that I'm just, it's just it starts to get like I can feel it like in my gut and in my brain. It's like when you eat too much sweet candy, or like too much junk food, and it's just like you don't feel good.
Yeah. My sister-in-law was in town, and then my other sister-in-law came up like for the Christmas season, and all they wanted to watch were like the kids' Christmas movies. So we watched Home Alone and The Grinch and all that stuff. And on Christmas morning, I got up early and started making breakfast, and I put on Gremlins, and they came down and they're like, "What are we watching?" I was like, "You guys have chosen all the Christmas movies for the past week, and I'm sick and tired of Hallmark movies and whatever. We're watching a real Christmas movie. We're watching Gremlins. We're going to watch something good."
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You know what Christmas movie we left out besides Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 is more of a New Year's movie, I think.
Yeah, you're right. But it is during the holidays.
It is during the holidays, but it's got that great New Year's Eve scene, and they're all wearing the hats. Yeah.
And then there was another one too. I forget, but here it comes to find out that I was like, I went to go see Nosferatu. Did you go see that?
Hell yeah! I saw that Christmas night. I saw it in IMAX. It was incredible.
That's how I figured that. That's what I figured that it was a Christmas movie because it's actually they only mention it once.
Yeah,
that it's Christmas.
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily put that in the vein of a Christmas movie. It's certainly it's actually a really faithful adaptation of the 1922 film, but I really liked it. I don't know what your thoughts were.
I liked it. I really liked it. It was it's definitely a Robert Eggers movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely felt like they could have shrank it down just a little bit. I felt it was a little bit too long.
It definitely drug for a bit. I mean, it was about 2.5 hours.
And I was expecting a little bit more vampire horror.
Yeah.
Really, it was really creepy.
It was creepy. I mean, the creepiest part is they put a mustache on that dude. Holy cow! I've never seen a vampire with a mustache like that. And he had a real caterpillar on that top.
Oh yeah, not even a caterpillar, man. He had the waterfalls.
Yeah, he was.
He had the full. Good. He had the chew. He had the full man chew.
I was like, I don't know about that. But I thought it was great. Bill Skarsgård played him, and Nicholas Hoult plays the kind of main guy in that movie who's just getting cucked by a vampire the whole time. I'm like, this. He was, dude. Yeah.
That motherfucker was in her dreams before they even met.
Yep, she was caught up early.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I was like, and then that poor bastard, he it just shows you, man. What is it? He that dude lives for thousands of years, and then he finally gets some good pussy, and he fucking dies.
Yeah, it does it. Tore him up. He figured it out.
Yeah, and I'll just show you.
Do you want to hear one thing interesting about that movie? It's a factoid I learned. So early on, when Nicholas Hoult, I can't remember the dude's name in the movie, but he's like going up to the castle. And he has that kind of dream and sees the town people go and they find a vampire and they stake him down with that metal stake. So apparently, like the true mythos of vampires, it's kind of evolved into being wooden stakes, but it used to be metal stakes. And the point was you can't kill them, but you can stake them to the ground. So they would use metal stakes, shove them in their hearts, and just stamp them to the ground so the vampires couldn't get back up. So that was more, historically accurate than using a wooden stake.
I feel like you would need like a real long fucking stake.
You would?
Because honestly, if you're a vampire, you got that strength. Honestly, how hard is it to get off the ground? With it staked to the ground, it's only dirt.
Well, I feel like
you would need it anchored really deep. Well,
so that's also the kind of origin of the cross, right? So you do like a cross-shaped stake, metal stake, do it in. So you got the things coming out, keeping them down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like you would need to at least definitely go past a foot into the ground.
Oh yeah. You need to get that bad boy anchored good.
Yeah.
Be better with a corkscrew.
I know. Just screw it down. I'm like, oh, hey, honey, look, it's a vampire. Just squealing and screaming and stuff. And oh, kids, get a look. Gather around.
Come take a peek.
Yeah, take a peek. It's a rarity. You get to see one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you get to stake them down until the sun comes up, and then they turn to ash.
That's true. That'll do it. That's all you need is a few hours, and then wait for that sun.
But I really did like it. And how much did they pull in over the holiday here?
I don't know. I know it beat out The Lion King, which wasn't doing great. I think Sonic 3 still did better than it over the weekend. Yeah,
Sonic 3. It's probably because not too many people want to go see a horror movie, especially when Eggers says, "Do not watch alone."
You know what's weird is there's always some movies that come out on Christmas, and they're usually family movies, but there were 3 movies that came out on Christmas Day. One was Nosferatu, which is certainly not a family movie. Yeah. Then there was that A24 movie Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman that is way not a family movie. And then the other one is A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan one, which could be a family movie, but it's rated R. You're not taking your kids to see an R-rated movie of Bob Dylan just being a jerk for 2.5 hours, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. I guess you had, Wicked still doing well and Sonic 3 and The Lion King out, but yeah, it was just kind of weird. They didn't have like a family movie to come out on Christmas Day.
I finally watched Gladiator 2.
Oh,
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Big fan.
Yeah, because they pulled the characters from the first one, so it's just basically part 2 of the first one.
It is very much a sequel.
Yeah,
I thought Denzel Washington was great in that movie. He was so cool. He did a really fantastic job.
He was real slick.
He was slick. Yeah. He was just.
Well, I guess it wasn't that hard for those 2 nerds that were running the Roman Empire at the time. Well,
yeah,
I know it's. I don't know how I was looking it up because I know I looked up the first Gladiator and how fictionally correct it was, and how they fixed it for Hollywood for entertainment.
Yeah.
The number 2, the second one was about the same as the first one as far as historical accuracy.
Yeah.
I did look up. I know we had somebody comment on water being in the Coliseum and stuff, and there was a historian that said that wasn't accurate.
Oh, really? Well,
he didn't say it was he said it wasn't accurate only because there's no historical evidence of that happening.
Oh, okay. I read
like
somewhere.
There's no concrete evidence. That's just what
I read somewhere that they would do that, and it was like pretty frequent that people would get shot with arrows and stuff. But I will say this. There are also, when they fill up that Coliseum with water, they fill it with sharks as well.
Yeah.
Where are they catching these sharks, keeping them alive, and then throw them in the Coliseum? You know what I mean? I don't know about that.
Yeah, you'd have to drag them. Well, you got to drag them out of the Mediterranean.
Are there sharks in the Mediterranean?
There has to be. It's a large body of water.
I don't.
I'm just assuming there is. It's a large body of water. There's got to be some sort of shark in there.
All right, maybe. I don't know. You're gonna get fat.
There was like dude, Pedro Pascal going in there and he had to die off of Russell Crowe's sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, what the hell? I was like, that kid stood no chance.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you gave him away right after Russell Crowe dies. And then, like, I don't want to bear responsibility for this child.
Yeah.
Like, and just making it like, I just want you to be safe. And then he ends up joining an army, and then he ends up becoming a slave, just like his dad. And then comes over, becomes a gladiator. Yeah. And then next thing you know, like, he looks up and his mom's slamming, the next general.
Yeah,
she had like a thing for she had a thing for Roman generals.
A thing for power for sure.
Yeah, and it's like no wonder that kid turned out, like all crazy and wild and like whatever.
What a weird, kind of like, I don't know the correct term. I can't think of it off the top, but just like a revisionist history of the first Gladiator. Because I'm watching it, I'm like, wait, this, Paul Mescal's supposed to be Russell Crowe's kid. Did I miss something like crazy from the first movie? But no, they just like added some stuff in to make that.
Yeah, they said they added it was Russell Crowe's kid.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Like the whole point of the first, Gladiator is that Russell Crowe's kids dies, and that like sends him on this, holy, march, and you're like, oh, I guess he had another one that he just didn't know about.
Yeah, like that's what I feel like he didn't know about it. Like right in the beginning of the first one, like when they were meeting there in the in between all the tents or whatever, and like he's talking to her, and like I don't know, I guess that's what she was talking about him, Lucius, and then I guess she was just like, I'm not, maybe I'm not going to tell him because he's happy or whatever. But you could definitely tell that they had a history.
Yeah. I mean, you got that there was a history, but I mean, I didn't know that was his kid. I thought it was more implied that it was Joaquin Phoenix's kid in the first one. There was a little brother sister.
Oh no. Oh well, there was that, but right there during it, but he does say like that's his nephew. There is that drops in there.
Yeah.
There's an uncle nephew reference there between Joaquin Phoenix and Lucius.
Yeah. Uncle nephews.
Yeah. Hey, brother, we got dude, it's a whole new year here. It's 2025. You know what that means? Monday Night Raw is coming to Netflix, and I'm kind of excited about this, man. They're building this up as like it's going to be like a WrestleMania type of thing.
Yeah,
that's what they're.
This first Monday's the first Raw, right? That's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been really going hard, doubling down on the live content over on Netflix. I watched the Jake Paul fight, and that was kind of a disaster. Did you watch any of the Christmas football games they had on Netflix?
Yeah, I did, and they seemed to go. Well, the games were. I don't think they were that great. I think they were horrible. But
yeah, but how did the production go? Was there any slowdown or buffering or anything? It all went pretty good.
Yeah, it went good. I didn't have no issue.
That's good.
I thought, yeah, so I think they straightened that out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully, it's the same with Raw on Netflix. I don't know. I think it's a really interesting pull for Netflix to bring that in. But I mean, a lot of people watch wrestling, so get some eyes on the stream service.
Well, they definitely have the ratings right now are at an all-time high.
Yeah,
and the Paul Levesque is saying Triple H is saying that this Netflix era is going to be bigger than the Attitude Era, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I was like, those are some big boots to fill, but I really think it's going to be pretty wild. You're going to see some. I think we're going to see some. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. Excited to give it a shot.
Also it's not commercial free.
Oh, they're gonna have commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get money somehow.
But it's going to be a lot more edgier because they're not on a cable news. They're not on a cable network. They're on a streaming service, which like it's going to be more edgier.
Yeah, they could do whatever for sure.
I don't know if they could do whatever, but it's definitely edgier.
Yeah.
But
the Attitude Era was pretty edgy.
Yeah,
man, going back and watching some of that old stuff, you're like, what passed as family friendly content back in the day? Like, holy cow.
Yep. But what? There was something I was going to say about the streaming.
What's happening with Friday night with SmackDown? Is that still on USA or whatever?
I honestly have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just whatever it's on, I'm just going to watch it. But speaking of like back to the NFL games, I thought, did you watch? I'm taking it that you didn't watch the Cincinnati Denver game.
No, I didn't. Was that a Christmas game?
No, that was a Thursday night game, I believe.
Okay.
That was. It was either Wednesday. I don't know if it was Wednesday night or Thursday night. Pretty sure it was Thursday night.
It's been wild.
Awesome.
Yeah,
dude. Oh my God, Bo Nix was throwing he got this last minute touchdown to send it in overtime. It was disgusting.
Nice.
It was incredible. Dude, he caught it in a double coverage. I forget who it was. I'm not real too familiar with the Denver wide receivers other than Cortland Sutton. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. I actually enjoyed it.
Cool, man. It's been some good football ending out the season, going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and then of course, these games that were on every day of the week, I'm like, what day is it?
Right.
I'm like, what universe am I in? Like, I had no idea. I'm like, that's what threw me off a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like there was football on every day.
Yeah,
and it kind of like irked me a little bit because I was in the championship and I won, but dude, nice. It wasn't looking good right out of the gate, man. I was like, our boy Morrow had me on the ropes, and I'm like, he had Patrick Mahomes, and he ended up having 33 points, and then he had like his entire team doesn't play until Sunday. And then meanwhile I had Joe Mixon who flopped on me. I'm like, well, it's over for me. Joe Mixon was always like my insurance that I was going to win.
Yeah.
And then of course I had nobody, like I just ran through like all my running backs that I had and I had nobody to start. So I was like, well, whatever, I guess I'm just going to start DeAndre Swift. And he actually did a little bit better than he has in the past 6 weeks. He actually broke the 10-point mark.
All right.
And Jackson Smith, the Jigbo from Seattle, he just flopped on me. Like he was pulling in at least like around like 20 points a week. And he flopped on me. And I'm just like, oh God. And then Dallas Eagles game showed up and I had Devontae Smith benched. And he ends up rolling in like 30 points. And I'm like, but I mean, looking back at it, I had Xavier Worthy playing.
Okay.
So he would have been like the only one that I would have benched. Would have been Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
And for Devontae Smith, but Worthy ended up pulling 22 points for me, and then Bo Nix, he ended up giving me like 27 points, and then I had him on St. Brown, Brock Bowers, Bills defense, ended up coming through, man.
That's all you need is those last minute come through. So how many weeks do we got 2 weeks left of the regular season?
No,
1 week?
This is the last week.
This is last week. All right.
Yeah. This weekend
it's January.
Yeah, this weekend's the last week of the regular season, and then next weekend is wild card.
Yeah.
Speaking of wild card, tickets are on sale for the wild card games, and I should look them up right now because I was looking at the verified resells, and they were like upper levels were going around like 260 to 280 for resells. Let me bring it up here. But yeah, I mean that looked like a decent sell for, like, you know what I mean, like for going to a playoff game.
Yeah, for sure. Who?
There we go.
Whose game was it?
Oh, our game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm eager to find out who we're going to end up playing. All right, come on, skip. I don't want to. There we go. Philadelphia Eagles. Skip. Not now. Continue. There we go. Let's see now that let's see if they to be determined. All right, that's what we wanted. So they did go on sale like 35 minutes ago.
Okay.
Accept, agree. Oh, dude. Yep. Section 242, row 30 is the cheapest one. 170. That's pretty good.
That's not bad at all. You going to go down?
I don't know, man. I don't know yet. It looks like a lot of them around 300 though. 300 bucks. Yeah, they're around like three. All upper level. All the upper levels are up to like around like 330.
Well, if you go, let me know. I'll at least come down and tailgate before the game.
No, I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm just gonna go down to Meech's.
Okay.
Down in Jersey. And hang out with him. I haven't hung out with him in a while, so I think that's where I'm going down there. And then probably either go to the divisional game. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out, because I'd really like to go. I'd really like to go to the NFC Championship game if we make it, and even if it's in Detroit or Minnesota. Saddle up, brother. We're making the trek.
Make the pilgrimage.
Yeah, dude, just get one of those tailgate packages. However it comes, like, I guess those tailgate packages that comes with food, beverage, ticket, and hotel room.
Oh, really? I haven't seen those. That's a good price, though.
Yeah, like Green Nation runs one. There's a bunch of them that do them. So that would be the route that I would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to be. I'm not trying to, park my rig right there in Minnesota or Detroit and tailgate.
Definitely not Detroit. You don't want to be sitting on blocks.
Yeah, I definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure Detroit's no different from Philadelphia or New York City or any other fucking place.
Yeah, they're all
every city has its issues.
Yeah, they got good parts and bad parts. But what's always a good part is the home bar here. If you weren't aware, this is the home bar happy hour every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We bring the home bar to you, or we bring happy hour to you. That's what we do. This week we're brought to you by buyblacket.com, and we're going to tell you about that right now. This episode of Home Bar Happy Hour is brought to you by buybeckett.com. Head over to buybeckett.com/home bar happy to shop their happy hour line of clothing and gifts. They have cool t-shirts, sweatshirts, and fun coffee mugs that lets everyone know you care about the important things in life, like happy hour. And if you use our link, you can get 15% off your first order. Buy Beckett has a ton of great clothing and accessory options, from their happy hour line to their veteran first line. Mike and I are both vets, and we love showing our support for the troops with a cool mug or a funny t-shirt. They have some really great stuff, and you will not be disappointed. So head over to buybeckett.com/home bar happy, or use the link in the description for 15% off your first order.
Help support the show and get yourself some great stuff. That's buybeckett.com/home bar happy, or use the link in the description.
So, Joe, speaking of stuff that's like rambling on, like we were talking about, if I have to watch another Christmas movie or listen to another Christmas song, I'm going to throw up. Dude, these commercials, like, I can only take so much of it. Like that Cars for Kids commercial. Oh, my that's a God. Rough one. Dude, that, and like if you're listening to 97.5, like I get this, it's like Corporal Lee's Bakery and Deli. Oh, God, that commercial makes my ears bleed. It was like, yes, something like a nice tomato pie and the history of Corporal Lee's Bakery and Deli. But you hear it all the time. Well, a new one has taken first place, and that's that Gravitate commercial, the Gravitate cologne commercial. Now, if you haven't seen it, it's three beautiful women, which I'm like, okay, whatever. And they're all in like their high end spicy dresses, like black dresses or whatever they want to wear, like they're like formal wear. And then like they blindfold them, and then this dude comes in a suit and tie wearing this fucking cologne, and he's just walking around them, and they're like, giggling, and all this fucking bullshit. And then he walks out, and then the one girl's like, did he just leave? And then the other one's like, bring him back.
Yeah.
And then they're like, if he smells this good, he's definitely got my attention. Ooh. And I'm like, yo, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. I've never seen a cologne on here so many times advertised, and it ends up being this good. I'm like, yo, yeah, bring this motherfucker back in as like he ends up being like a 50-year-old fucking Kmart warehouse manager wearing a Cars for Kids t-shirt and dude like just looks like a hot mess. Like, bring him in. Let's see how well that cologne there does for you.
Yeah, let's see how well it's masking that old man smell.
Get the fuck out of here! I'm like, I always love, and then there's goons out there that actually buy into this shit. Yeah. Hey, it's terrific advertisement, if you look at it. But at the end of the day, no. And then you look how much it is. It's not that expensive. Like there's colognes out there. The expensive colognes is what's good. Yeah. Actually, the only thing that commercial did was make me go in and just toss out all my old cologne because I don't wear it anymore. Yeah. And then now I have 3 or 4 different colognes. The one is on the shelf getting thrown out, but it's still like a big bottle. And it's that Hollister Beach cologne.
No, like you want to smell like the beach.
Yes. That's my idea. They stole my idea, Jerry.
Well. Oh man.
I know that smell. There is no smell. He's like, all right. He goes, the beach. And you're like, yeah, it's right here in the cologne. Like, open up the magazine right there.
Yeah.
And he just walks over there and like, I just want to talk to Calvin. Just like, sir, you can't be up here. He blasts the door open. I just want to let you know that you stole my idea about the beach. Oh, yes. You have a very formal physique. Well, I like to keep myself, in shape. And then it comes out as the underwear model.
Oh, man. They must have been hurting for underwear models back then.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But there is one teeny tiny thing I love about Christmas that I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
It's the Grinch.
Oh, right.
Mistletoe. Now, pucker up and kiss it, Whoville. We're going to see here, because we're only going to do one of these, and then that'll be it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm done talking about Christmas. So,
all right.
We'll go with who ruined Christmas morning and how did they do it?
Who ruined Christmas morning?
Yes. Oh my God. I drove 12 hours to get home to my dad's house, staying 5 days because he guilts me for never staying more than 2 nights. I'm divorced with grown kids. They're coming later. So it's just me and me and him for the next 3 days. My first day there, he tells me at noon he's leaving at 1:30 because he has plans with his lady friend. He invites me to dinner at her house, but tells me he's spending the night there. I declined the dinner and planned to have a solo day in my hometown. Annoying he ditched me, but whatever. I spend my day running errands, come back to his place early, order my local favorite takeout, wrap presents, and fall asleep on the couch. This motherfucker at 5:30 in the morning, he feels like something isn't right and checks his home thermostat app on his phone. He sees the temp is at an egregious 71 degrees, knowing he set it at 68. He's sure I have fallen asleep upstairs, left the gas logs on, and the house is about to burn down with me in it. So he does what any 72-year-old would do with a 45-year-old son and staying at his place. The man comes home, jerks me out of my sleep on the couch, and rips me a new asshole. I'm talking veins in his neck bulging, spit flying while he's yelling type of new asshole for 3 degrees. He then spends 5 hours questioning me on everything about my career, personal life, mental health, etc. Truly riding my ass. So yeah, probably Christmas. So probably the last Christmas I ever come home.
You know, this is a cautionary tale for teaching old people how to use technology. No 72-year-old should be able to check the thermostat of their home from their phone. You know, if they're not in the home, he's 72. He didn't do that on his own. Someone had to teach him this skill. You know, he didn't buy a Nest thermostat for himself. Someone got that, set it up, and said, hey, Dad, now you can check, you know, the thermostat whenever you want.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, if you're not home and you have somebody staying, like a family member staying in their house, and you're not home, like for the night, they have the obligation, or they have the right to adjust the thermostat however they want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not home. Now, if you're home, then do not touch that thermostat.
Agreed.
Yeah, I once came home from doing a gala, and I came home and it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it was somewhere around in there. And I came home and I just like, something doesn't feel right. I just stepped into the house and I'm like, this is a tad bit warm. Then I walked up the steps and I was like, Jesus. And it was a heat wave. And my mother and my aunt they were staying the night because they went to the gala. And I'm like, what the hell's the temperature set at in here? 82 degrees, bro.
Whoa.
I'm like, whoa, hell no, motherfucker. I pay for oil in this bitch.
You know, we bought our house, but when we owned it for like a month or two, we were still living in LA. And, so we were, you know, paying the mortgage. I don't know if we paid either way. We were paying like the electric and stuff. We got our first electric bill. We weren't even living here. You know, we came, saw the house, set the thermostat at like 55. This is over January. Got our first electric bill and it was like $280, our first gas bill. And I'm like, what is going on? So I had my dad come up here. The thermostat was like busted. So the heat was just continuously running. It was like 86 degrees in our house with no one living here.
God.
Yeah. My dad's like, what do you want me to do? I was like, turn it off. It'll be
Yeah,
cold. It's
what
fine.
the fuck?
Yeah, that was wild.
Dude, I'm like, I keep it at a crisp 65 degrees.
That is
something
crisp.
for me to be. I keep it at something unless it gets really cold. Like right now, it's like 30, 40 degrees right now. Now, if it gets down to like 20 and below, then like we'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
But my house is very well insulated, so I really don't have to do too much. I also have I have the heat disconnected downstairs. That way they could do whatever they want to the thermostat, but it's not going to connect. But the upstairs is what I keep heated up there. And then if I get too cold down here, then I just have a space heater. I just turn the space heater on. And then that usually runs for 45 minutes. And then I turn it off because it's nice and warm. But I got blankets. These are garments. These are garments, Mr. Cratchit. Garments were made by man for protection against the cold.
I'm a big sweater guy this time of year. You know, I love a good nice knitted sweater to keep you warm, keep all that stink in.
And then I also have my fireplace, and I just like, you know, if I need to, just put if I feel like building a fire, build a fire.
Throw a log on, keep it warm in there, man.
Yeah, man. But I'll tell you right now, these polar vortexes sound like they're going to be starting to stir up. So my ass ain't going out there unless I'm shoveling snow.
Dude, the weather has just been wild. Like it was freezing cold, snowing like 2 days before Christmas. And then Sunday, I'm walking around the city. It's like 60 degrees.
I know, right?
I'm out in a t-shirt and jeans, you know? Crazy.
Oh, dude, I felt like I was Nosferatu coming outside.
Yeah, seeing the light.
Yeah, seeing the light.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was just gotta keep yourself here warm this winter, man. And dude, the fuel prices, the heating oil prices jumped 6%.
Did they? I thought they were going down.
No, heating oil went up 6%.
Maybe it's just gasoline that's going down.
Yeah, I think it's just the gas that's going down.
Yeah. When we got
I did see down in Maryland, it was at like $2.89 or $2.85.
Good for those Marylanders. It's the only thing good they got going
come up here to Pennsylvania, and it's like almost like 50 cents more.
Yeah. Well, bigger
gas
state.
Tax.
Real
gas
state.
tax.
Yeah. No one wants to live in Maryland. That's why. It's the only way they can get them to come down there. Those people driving down there are lunatics, man. Dude, they love their stupid state. They put that flag on their license plates. They're all about their crabs and salty paprika. You're like, dude, this isn't even a good meal. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I don't like spending 20 minutes digging around a crab for, a quarter ounce of meat. Like, give me a crab cake or something,
I noticed that every place that you go to down there, it's just all crabs and
football and crabs. It's what Maryland does.
Crabs and shrimp, man.
Yeah.
I was like, it's everywhere. And then you'll occasionally catch the occasional seared tuna.
Yeah, some seared tuna. That's for the
some
classy
seared tuna,
folks.
or some shrimp ceviche.
Yeah, I do like a good ceviche. A little cold shrimp, yeah.
Yep, or some crab or lobster ceviche.
Yeah, just get that cold, seafood. I'm all about that. Sushi. Yeah, I love it.
But, hey, that's all I got to say today, Joe. I think we have cut it down here a little bit.
Yeah, do a little shorter one for the holidays. Thank you guys, everyone, for hanging out again. If you want, please subscribe on the YouTube. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you back next week at 4:30.